my book was due out last year, and it didn't happen, so they decided to bring it out this year. So I always knew that my book was going to come out. But because it's been 2.5 years, I mean, there's lots of things in the book, but obviously the most traumatic thing, obviously, was me and Kieran. And obviously we had therapy at the time, so I thought, yeah, we're fine, we've moved on, we're over it. So basically the past 2 weeks, I've been like on my book tour, so it's having to reopen the wounds. I didn't realise, I thought I was over it, but obviously it's opening it up again, having to talk about it.
I remember actually when we were, it was about a month ago, when we were in the dressing room together. It was just a moment when we were there, and you said to me, I really felt for you. I just wanted to put my arms around you. You said to me, oh, I've got to do this tour, and I just don't know if I can talk about all this stuff again about Jane. And do you remember I said to you, Katie, just don't do it. Don't do the tour.
I know.
Because I thought, God, actually, it was the most horrendous thing you can imagine, and you just had two babies.
We have to kind of remind ourselves what it is. I'm sorry to go back over it again, Katie, but I mean, this is about Kieran cheating on you when you were pregnant.
Both times. Both times.
Twice, with best friends of yours.
Of 20 years.
Yeah. And you said you thought you dealt with it, but has the last couple of weeks made you realise that perhaps you hadn't dealt with it?
I mean, it's been awful. I mean, I thought I'd dealt with it, but now when I look back, I was, you know, I just had babies. I was concentrating on the babies, and I was numb from when it all happened. And a few months ago, the legal team said to go through my book, and I opened up the first page of the chapters, and I closed it. I said, I actually can't read it. I said, I can't go through it. So then I was getting all nervous, thinking, oh, my God, I've got this book tour, because, you know, I'm contracted. You have to do certain things. So whenever I was asked questions, I was trying to, like, bide them off to the good stuff. You know, I'm quite good at putting up a defence. That's what I'm good at. But I just couldn't do it with this. And, you know, when I'm getting asked questions like, the moment you saw them on the beach, what was it like? What did you do when you saw it? It's something I just don't want to relive again. So it's been absolutely awful, torture.
Well, I think we talked about it, didn't we? We've talked about it and said we were really worried about you going on this tour, because we know well that you are very different when we're just chatting to you. And we see you literally put your front on and you put your arm and you just talk about it. Oh, Kieran this, Kieran that, Kieran this, Kieran that. And it never rings true to me. It sounds like such a front, because there's got to be so much pain in there. And I felt really sorry for you with the headlines that I've seen coming in, because I think that is just you just literally going, well, I mean, imagine picking that open.
The thing about Katie is that you're very honest. So if someone asks you, you always answer. You always tell the truth about everything. That's what we learned very early on.
Or if I'm hurt, I try and answer it in a jokey, bantery way to make it look like, oh, it's OK, I can deal with it. But no, this has been so difficult, so difficult.
Have you cried? Have you cried in the last few weeks?
I haven't got any tears to cry. Like, I was asked about my heart. My heart's shattered, it's broken. It's nowhere near healed, and I haven't got no tears.
How have you and Kieran dealt with this?
Well, it's also been hard for Kieran, because he's changed in 2.5 years. You know, he had his therapy, so we have come 2.5 years. And then suddenly we got the book out again. So he's having to relive what kind of person he was. And I'm having to relive it with a fresh mind. I haven't just had a baby. And really think, oh, my God, this is really what he did to me.
Do you think it might be an idea for now, for both of you, to have therapy together? Because, as I say, you know, we all know what it's like when we've had a baby. Whatever's going on that's bad in your life, you just try and suppress it so that you can get on and look after this little baby. And do you think it might be an idea for you to...
Well, we are. We're going to go back to the therapist. Not because there's anything wrong with our relationship, but he's had it, you know, he's had to read headlines and read the serialisation of my book, and he hates it that he was that person, he hurt me. But now he's also realising, because he's moved on, how it hurt me and what I'm really feeling. So it's horrible for both of us. We are going to see a therapist just to reassure us both we're fine, and, you know, if we've been through all of that, we can get through this.
But you know what? And I mean, far be it from me, but you're saying reassure us we're fine. Maybe you have to, I mean, what do I know about counselling? Maybe you really do have to get down and get into it with a counsellor and really...
Maybe, you know, everything, all in my life, you know, I've never really sat down and spoke about it, so maybe someone does need to, like... Because I'm always like, yeah, it's fine, and I move on to the next thing, and then the media say this, that, and then another week it's this, that.
But, you know, when you broke up with Pete, and obviously that was hugely traumatic for you.
Very.
And it seemed to me, having looked at you, you went from that into another, into another, into another, into another chaotic, one chaotic relationship after another, just rushing around to try and escape what you were feeling.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the time now to actually go, do you know what? This feels really bad and I've got to just deal with it rather than running away from it.
If you've enjoyed that, then why not click here for more? And don't forget to subscribe by clicking here so that you never miss out on the best Loose Women moments.